Tingin ko, palipad hangin lang yon, lalo tigit paparating na po tayo sa impeachment hearings. Nakarating na kaninang 2:45 p.m. ang Pangulo at Lisa Marcos sa Amerika. Yung ating Pangulo nasa Pampanga po. Dumating na si Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Backstory at Lisa Marcos sa New York City para sa isang working visit. Yung last month ito po, ganun katindi sila mag-wish ng masama sa ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Kaya binakbakan ni Jose Castro kahapon sa press briefing si Sara Duterte nang tanungin tungkol sa kalagayan ng ano niya yung masasabi mo. Handling VIPs in high-level crisis management. Ito ang reaksyon niya sa mga rumors which are likely untrue from security perspective. Isinugod sa ospital si BBM sa ospital.
Nagbabagang mga balita at pagtalakay sa mga isyu ng lipunan. Bulsa, opinyon, banat at paglalantad sa katotohanan. Bulsa, what you see is what you get. You decide.
Kamusta po kayo? Ito yung mga balita para tuloy-tuloy na tayo. Tingin ko, palipad hangin lang yon, lalo tigit paparating na po tayo sa impeachment hearings. Sabi ni Terry Ridon, paparating na po tayo sa exciting part. Mga kaibigan, the bloodbath will happen on Tuesday. And each and every arena na pwede ho talagang panagutin ang ating Vice Presidente. Yan ang rason kung bakit mga kababayan, wala silang tigil sa pagpapakalat ng mga fake news. May bago na naman po. Yung ating Pangulong Bongbong daw, nakarating na kaninang 2:45 p.m. ang Pangulo at Lisa Marcos sa Amerika. Yung ating Pangulo nasa Pampanga po. Dumating na si Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Backstory at Lisa Marcos sa New York City para sa isang working visit. Yung last month ito po, yung nag-speak mga kababayan yung ating Pangulo sa United Nations. Tapos, pakalat sila sa April 10 kahapon 2026. Talagang walang kadala-dala. Nananadya talaga po mga kababayan nito, mga DDS. Kasi gusto nilang i-distract, i-divert yung atensyon ng ating mga kababayan. Ito, yung isang DDS ito, si Joey Vibra. Ito yung bagong post niya ngayon. Basahin natin yung kanilang pinapakalat. Guys, kailangan talagang kumalma sa speculations. Ayon sa Tutubing Kalabaw, ninyo yung mga sources nila, Tutubing Kalabaw. May sakit talaga si BBM. Namayat daw talaga, pero di pa daw patay. Ganon katindi sila mag-wish ng masama sa ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Kaya binakbakan ni Jose Castro kahapon sa press briefing si Sara Duterte nang tanungin tungkol sa kalagayan ng ano niya yung masasabi mo doon sa mga kumakalat na balita na lumalala yung kalagayan ng ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Tapos yung nagtatanong, sabay halakhak, sabi ni Jose Castro, very irresponsible. You do not wish niya ill sa isang taong may sakit kung totoong may sakit. Yung ating Pangulo po, malakas pa sa kalabaw. Pero sabay sabi ni Sara Duterte, good luck at smile. Sarcastic smile. Alam na kung sino talaga yung brain nito mga nagpapakalat na to. Sino pa man. I just spoke to the security analyst, sabi dito, who understood handling VIPs in high-level crisis management. Ito ang reaksyon niya sa mga rumors which are likely untrue from security perspective. Isinugod sa ospital si BBM sa ospital. The same recycled fake news, mga kababayan, para i-divert yung atensyon ng mga tao sa exciting part ng impeachment hearing ni Sara Duterte. Ito yung ating Pangulo. Munta ng Pampanga, mga kababayan. Tuloy-tuloy sa pag-iikot sa ating mga kababayan, pinagkakaguluhan ng mga tao, lalo ng mga bata. Yan si PBBM. Di ba? Paano itinakbo sa ospital? Yan nagpa-autograph pa. Pinapirmahan kay PBBM yung kanyang damit. Di ba?
Dito ka lang.
Yan ang ating Pangulo. Kahapon yan po, mga kababayan. Pinirmahan yung pinapirmahan sa ating Pangulo. Sigurado mga kababayan na itatabi niya yan for souvenir, for lifetime. O diba, mga kababayan? Report ito ng Brigada News FM Manila. Brigada News FM Manila ang nag-report niya, no? 11 hours ago. Para alam ninyo, mga credible sources ng balita. Sabi ko sa inyo, pag ang na-report po, mga DDS ang nagkwento, huwag kayong maniniwala kasi puro yung kasinungalingan. Puro fake news ang alam. Pumunta yung ating Pangulo sa Pampanga kasi may inspection dito sa report ng Brigada News FM. PBBM in Pampanga, kinumpirma ng Presidential Communications Office na nagtungo sa Pampanga si Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ngayong araw, April 10. Binisita ng Pangulo ang Pasinaya Homes sa bayan ng Magalang bilang bahagi ng 4PH program ng Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development or DHSUD. Binahagi naman ng Northern Luzon Command o NOLCOM ng Armed Forces of the Philippines ang isinagawa nilang reception at send-off para sa punong ehekutibo sa Angeles City Flying Club kung saan lumapag ang Pangulo bago tumuloy sa kanyang aktibidad. Yan yung ating Pangulo. So it is a diversion, mga kababayan, yung mga pinapakalat na fake news tungkol sa kalusugan ng ating Pangulo para yung attention, pilit nilang dinadivert doon sa exciting part na haharap na po sa bloodbath si Sara Duterte sa ayaw at gusto niya. Ganon lang. Kaya kung ano-ano yung mga pinagagawa nila. Pero nung panahon ni Digo na napabalita din na may sakit, ito yung sinabi ng Palasyo Malacanang noon, 4 years ago. Sabi ng Palasyo, no need for Duterte's medical bulletin. He is not sick. Yung ating Pangulo, gusto nila nga ng medical bulletin. Pero yun ang ating Pangulo, nagpalabas na ng medical bulletin. Yung sa diverticulitis, di ba? Nagpalabas na siya. Ayaw maniwala nila. Ang gusto nilang marinig, yung ating Pangulo, patay na. So kaluluwa na lang yung pumuntang Pampanga. Yung nag-attend, mga kababayan, sa araw ng kagitingan, kaluluwa na lang pala yun. Kaya nagpalabas po ng statement yung Presidential Photojournalist Association, yung nagko-cover mismo sa ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, na accredited ng Palasyo Malacanang. Ito siya, basahin ko sa inyo. Statement, PPA condemns misinformation on araw ng kagitingan coverage April 10, 2026. Kinokondina nila yung massive na pagpapakalat ng fake news ng mga DDS. Sabi dito, the Presidential Photojournalists Association expresses concern over the spread of false and misleading claims circulating online regarding the authenticity of photographs taken during official government events, including the recent araw ng kagitingan coverage noong April 9. Allegations that these images are recycled or fabricated are inaccurate and risk undermining the credibility of professional photojournalists and the integrity of the profession as a whole. PPA members are affiliated with established news organizations and adhere to strict editorial and ethical standards. All photographs released undergo proper verification, captioning, and editorial processes to ensure they accurately reflect events as they occurred. We emphasize that PPA members are physically present during these engagements, often working under demanding conditions to document events of public interest and historical significance. It has also been observed that some individuals and groups have used photographs taken by PPA members in ways that take them out of context or attach inaccurate description. Such practices contribute to the spread of misinformation and may affect the reputation of photojournalists and their employers. Under existing Philippine laws, sabi po nila, including Article 353, 354, 355, and 362 ng Revised Penal Code of the Philippines, relevant provisions of Republic Act No. 10, 175, Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, at saka Republic Act No. 82, 93, Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, the misuse, maling paggamit ng mga images and dissemination of false or misleading statements may carry legal implications. So the PPA means independent and non-partisan po sila. This response is solely intended to address misinformation, uphold the standards of professional photojournalism. Furthermore, the spread of false claims in relation to Araw ng Kagitingan coverage does not only misinform, it also risks diminishing the memory of the nation's heroes by distorting the documentation of such a solemn and historic commemoration. Ganon kasama ito mga DDS. This narrative detracts from legacy of those who fought and sacrificed for the country. I-share ko na sa inyo itong exciting part. Sabi ni Ridon, Terry Ridon, Bicol Saro Party List Representative. Ano sabi niya? Next impeachment hearing is bloodbath. Sara Duterte is looking for. So magkaka-bloodbath tulad ng gusto niya. Siya yung nag-wish nito, the bloodbath that Vice President Sara Duterte is looking for will happen April 14 when the House of Representatives Justice Committee resumes the impeachment proceedings. Bicol Saro Party List Representative Terry Ridon said on Friday. Ito yung gustong i-distract ng kampo ni Sara. Sa instruction niya siyempre ito. Kaya pakalat ng fake news, attacking the President. The President's health na sinasabi yung ating Pangulo, stage 4 na. Superman yung ating Pangulo, mga kababayan, kung stage 4, tapos ikot ng ikot. This may merely be a rumors niya being circulated because the important dates, the impeachment hearings on April 14, 22, and 29 are coming up. Especially since the impeachment hearings niya are upcoming. The exciting part is approaching as the bloodbath will happen on Tuesday. Ridon was referring to Duterte's statement after a Thanksgiving Mass in Davao City in May 2025, where he said, I truly want a trial because I want a bloodbath. Last March, mamamayang Liberal Party List Representative de Lima asked Duterte twice where her aspiration for a bloodbath came from. The first instance was when the Vice President questioned a motion from Akbayan Party List Representative Chel Jukno that called for the subpoena of documents vital to the impeachment. According to De Lima, Duterte's statement show an attempt to evade accountability, as instead of answering the questions and issues raised, the Vice President is resorting to diverting the discussion. The second question from De Lima came after Duterte allies filed a petition asking the Supreme Court to stop the impeachment proceeding at the House Committee on Justice. Regarding the supposed House leadership co, Arroyo has already denied allegations that she is seeking this removal. Nagugas kamay po, nagpilato, bukya. In a post, Arroyo said she is confident in this leadership. Maniwala man kay little girl, napakasinungaling niya. Pari-pariya sila. Belying reports that Duterte had spoken to her to unseat D. The reports claimed that the mob was meant to shield Duterte from the impeachment proceedings. I categorically deny the allegations concerning the supposed ouster of Speaker Bojidi that surfaced yesterday. I reaffirm my confidence in his leadership. Our mutual support, which began many years ago, sabi ni GMA, his late father remains unbroken. Ito po ang dahilan kung bakit natataranta. Una, yung pagharap ni Madriaga. That is an exciting. Bago to, kaya talaga kailangang bantayan si Madriaga kasi delikado. Pero under protection na po si Madriaga. Report ito mga kababayan about the statement ni dating Senior Associate Justice. Retired Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio said, the House of Representatives has the constitutional authority to compel the Anti-Money Laundering Council or AMLA to disclose bank records in connection with the impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte. Ito po yung dahilan kung bakit po ang kampo ni Sara Duterte is moving heaven and hell to stop the proceedings. Bobolat-latin po yung bank records. Yung kwento ni Antonio Trillanes kung saan po diniposito ang milyon-milyon na pera. Sabi galing sa kung saan-saan po. Kahindik-hindik ito. Ito yung sinasabi ni Terry Ridon, papunta na tayo sa exciting part. Sabi ko sa inyo, kaya si Ping Lacson, may kasabay sanang hearing yung Senado. Inabort ni Ping Lacson yung hearing sa Senado sa flood control. Kasi walang audience sila. Walang manonood doon. Mapapaya lang yung Senado mag-hearing. Wala man nanonood. Yung media hindi interesado doon. Yung publiko wala ang interest doon. Ang interest ng Senado, yung impeachment hearing sa Congress. Carpio made a statement amid mounting legal challenges from Duterte's camp, which has accused the House Committee on Justice of grave abuse of discretion for issuing subpoenas in conducting what is it described as mini trial. Carpio rejected those claims, emphasizing that the House is acting squarely within its constitutional role as prosecutor in impeachment cases. Carpio rejected those claims, emphasizing that the House is acting squarely within its constitutional role as prosecutor in impeachment cases. Yes, because they have the power. A committee of the House, of the Senate, can issue subpoenas, sabi po ni Carpio. When asked whether lawmakers could legally require AMLAC to produce bank records, ito yung kakalkalin nila. Kaya natataranta po, panic mode yung si Sara at yung kampo niya, mga abogado. Is that the authority to issue subpoena ad testificandum in subpoena doses tecum is expressly recognized in House rules that have not been struck down by the Supreme Court. As long as the House following its rules, there is no grave abuse of discretion. Walang abuso po. Ang may abuso po si Sara. Yung Congress walang abuso. Carp underscored that impeachment proceedings at the House level are investigative in nature and require active evidence gathering, not passive reliance on. The House is like a prosecutor. There is no law or rule that a prosecutor must rely only on the evidence of the complainant. If that were the case, you cannot convict. He warned that adopting the Vice President's argument would effectively paralyze impeachment. Yun mismo yung gustong mangyari kasi nila, i-paralyze. If you prohibit subpoenas in independent evidence gathering, then determining probable cause becomes impossible. The possible subpoena of AMLAC records is seen as a key step in verifying allegations related to the Vice President's use of confidential funds. Carpio explained that financial records niya can be cross-checked against SALN to detect discrepancies. Kung hindi niya nag-match, that excess can be subject to forfeiture, babawiin ng gobyerno, referring to loss on unexplained wealth. Ito ang mga discrepancies he noted could expose officials not only to impeachment penalties, removal from office, and perpetual disqualification, but also separate legal action. So, manganganak pa siya ng iba pang mga kaso. So, patong-patong na kaso, mga kababayan, kakaharapin ni Sara once na na-discover yung mga discrepancies. Kaya po natataranta sila. At sabi ko sa inyo, hindi sana ito nangyari kung hindi sila nagmayabang. Kaya ang kasalanan lahat kay Sara, ang kasalanan lahat sa inyo na mga DDS kasi mayayabang kasi kayo. Addressing criticism that the inquiry is fishing expedition, Carpio said, the characterization niya misunderstands the nature of legislative investigation. How can they determine probable cause if they cannot see documents or call witnesses? He pointed out that even in criminal proceedings, prosecutors routinely rely on subpoenas to build cases beyond initial complaint. Binibuild yung kaso eh. In fact, wala pang articles of impeachment na ginagawa yung Congress. Ang articles of impeachment na sinasabi natin, galing pa lang doon sa complainant. Ang official na articles of impeachment na iakyat sa Senado, yung mismong ginawa ng Congress based dito sa ginagawang hearing nila. May post si Jesus Palsis. Yan o, post niya. Grabe na ang DDS Civil War. Topacio versus Guanzon is just the tip of the iceberg. Ang mas makakawatak-watak kapag sumingaw na out in the open ang Bongo versus Sara na away. We can see the signs. A few DDS bloggers are already hitting Bongo. Exciting. Nagpupuksaan sila kasi nga yung ang natura nila, mga DDS, palaaway. Si Marlica, si Banatbay, nag-aaway. Nagpupuksaan sila. Palaaway. Si Topacio, kasi Guanzon, magpapang-abot sana doon. Pau. Natitreten din kasi si Topacio. Kasi ito, salta lang itong siya, no? Si Guanzon kasi mga kababayan, ambisyoso din. Natalo bilang kakamping, dumikit ngayon sa mga Duterte. Para magamit niya, yung Duterte, gusto mag-apply na senatorial candidate. Kasi hindi nanalo. Yung party list niya, talo, dumikit. So, na-titreten din yung baluarte ni Topacio. Bakit ngayon siya papasok-pasok dito? Dilawanan niya yan. At may mga dati na sila na mga conflicts noon. Isip mo yung mga mayayabang. Mga mayayabang yan lahat. Pataasan ng ihi. Ang mayabang talaga. Ganon. Mga warriors ito. Palaaway. Magpupuksaan yan. Nakita ninyo mga DDS? Siging puksaan po. Away dito, away doon. Pinag-uusapan nila yung kwarta kasi mahilig mag-solicit, GCash. Kami walang ganyan. May nakita kayo dyan na GCash? Wala kaming ganyan. May nakita kayo na mga Marcos supporters po, na mga vloggers nag-aaway, nagpupuksaan. Like leaders kasi, like follower. Yung leader na mabait, hindi pala away. Kaya kami, yun ang sinusundan naming pag-ugali. Peaceful kami. Hindi kami palaaway. Pero yung mga puro kasi swapang, puro mga nagagaling-galingan, puro pasikat, at ginagamit yung fake news po, ipakalat para sumikat. Kasi ang tao, mahilig sa controversy po, makakating tainga. Alam nila fake news, mangintriga niya tayo kasi yun ang uso ngayon. So, sabi dito, mga kababayan, hindi yan fishing expedition na niya. He pointed out that even in criminal proceedings, prosecutors routinely rely on subpoenas to build cases beyond initial complaints. That is how justice works. Carpio clarified that the House proceedings are not yet a trial, which the Constitution assigns to the Senate. Ang trial sa Senado po. However, he emphasized that the House must first establish probable cause through hearings and evidence before transmitting articles of impeachment. The House is not performing a ceremonial role, sabi po niya. It has serious constitutional duty. Kaya ang ginagawa ngayon ng Congress, constitutional duty. On Duterte's petition before the Supreme Court, Carpio said, allegations of grave abuse require proof of clear constitutional violation. Something, he said, has not been demonstrated. Walang violation. He noted that in previous rulings, the High Court even cited House impeachment rules without declaring any provision unconstitutional. To stop the proceedings, they must point to a specific constitutional violation na yan. They have not done that. Carpio's position reinforces a central principle. The House subpoena power, including access to financial records, is indispensable. Importante siya to its constitutional duty to determine probable cause sa impeachment. Without it, the process risks being reduced to a hollow exercise, incapable of holding public officials accountable. Anyway, mga kababayan, maraming salamat. Bye-bye po. God bless. Max Framing and Lifting Cream, pinapahid po sa mga pulses in affected area. Mainam po sa paninigas ng mga kaso-kasuan. Ito naman po, Automax Radiant Serum. Sa mukha naman yung application. Anti-aging po siya. You will look 10 years younger than your age. Sa mga cancer patients naman po, baka lang gusto ninyo itong itry. Neng siya Red Mix Fruit Drink. Hindi mo po siya gamot, food supplement siya. Kaya lang, gawa siya mga kababayan sa goji berry. Yung goji berry may anti-cancer properties. O ngayon, yung mga inquiries ninyo, dumiritso na lang kayo sa aming messenger sa Facebook para masagot namin agad. Ayos pa? Ayos na ayos niya, Mr. Maravilla. Sa mga naghanap po ng malinis and spacious fitness gym, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming Colossal Fitness Gym. May Grab ka rental din po kami. But anyway, ito po pala yung aming bagong product na binibenta online. I am worldwide amazing pure organic barley powdered drink mix from Australia. Negosyo to ng aking anak na architect entrepreneur Riz Maravillas. Ayan po. Kontakin na lang po ninyo siya, Riz Maravillas on Facebook. Ang mga health benefits niya, boost immunity, improves digestion, enhance energy levels, pack with antioxidants, prevent cancer. Ito naman po yung bago naming product na binibenta online. Eye Glow Serum, whitening po siya. Tingnan ninyo yung epekto sa aking anak na architect before and now. Yung mga inquiries po ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa kanyang Facebook account, Riz Maravillas.